we we are this is programming with C++ week 8, and we are going to start with namespaces. What is the purpose of namespaces? It is it is a group related identifiers which are variable functions and classes, and avoid naming conflicts. For example, is what we have over here, this code. So this is an example. And then we also have access members using scope resolution operators. Okay, we have using a directive. It allows direct access to namespaces, namespace members. And we also have type of namespaces, which are the standard C++ library namespace. For example, is the cout and then the vectors. We have inline me- members are accessible with prefix. We are using anonymous, which is no name, limit scope to the file, and then we also have global, which default namespace for global declaration. And then number two, we have exception exception handling. So it separates error handling from normal code. Some components are we have try code that might throw an exception, catch. Then you give, as the code says over here, so you try code that might give an exception, then you catch as handle the thrown exception, then throw an exception. So this is what we have over here. All what I've said, this is the code that I've written over here. As highlighted over here, this is all the code of what I've just said. So as the code, as you the code might throw an exception, it catches the exception, catches the it handles the thrown exception and then throws an exception to the system. And then uh, we have types of exception, which is built-in types, standard exception, custom exception. And then what are the benefits of the exception? Clean modular error handling, group familiar errors, function handle only relevant exceptions. Then number three, we have header files, which is the purpose is to declare interfaces, functions, types, interfaces which are the functions, the type, and then the macros include with, which is as as I want to type over here. The common one which everybody uses, hash include. Yeah, then the header, then the system can, then you close the bracket, and then we also have types, which is the standard. For example, we have the iostream, vector, and then the cmass, the user defined created by programmer. Then rules for header files, we also have rules for header files. Then should not contain, what they are not supposed to contain: functions definitions, only declarations. They are supposed to contain only declaration, no function definition. Then variable definitions using directives and namespaces. Okay, so let's move to number four of what we have in the week 8 programming with C++. You have program structure. A program consists of separately compiled units linked together, so must have exactly one main function. So also they have the program termination, return from main, a code which is return from main, then exit, abort, uncaught exception, and many more. So if we talk about the exception handling, this is an example, and then we have program structure. I'm just giving an example. This example of a code of a program structure. So as it all said, this all we learn in the week 8 of programming with C++. Thank you very much.